I can tell by the shape of that that is spinach. That one there is a weed, but that is spinach, and that's spinach. It has a very distinct shape. That's spinach. Hey, it's Greg here with MaritimeGardening.com, and I thought I would do a follow-up video on the, I got two dome beds here that I sowed some, I don't know, like lettuce, spinach, and kale, early sowing. I don't know, around late March, or middle of March sort of thing. It's now, I think it's March 25th today. It's the sun starting to set, it's later in the day. Both of these beds, as of a couple weeks ago, nothing had germinated, but they were completely overrun with moles. Moles had basically just tunneled and torn the soil up. And you know, I set some traps in here to catch the moles, just mouse traps baited with peanut butter. And within a couple days I got two, and then the very next day I got two more. And it's been slightly over a week, maybe 9 days. So I caught basically 4 moles within a couple days. And then it's been 9 days since I caught those 4 moles. The traps have been out here. I've even refreshed the bait a couple times. And I mean, I haven't opened these up yet today, but I'm going to assume, because it's been the case every day, there's no more moles in the traps. It could be that moles have, you know, gotten smart and they know that peanut butter is bad news. I doubt it. I don't really think they're that bright. Possible, I suppose. Hey, there's a duck. Yeah, I like that. I've seen robins. It's spring. It's just wonderful to see robins around the garden. Anyway, what I noticed a few days ago, and I've been hinting at this for people that follow me on Facebook and stuff like that, saying coming soon, is that some of the things I planted here, those seeds, have germinated. Now remember, everything else, the whole garden's frozen, the soil's frozen. But in these beds, I had them covered all winter. Even if you hadn't have it covered all winter, basically if you put a dome over your garden bed in like February, by sometime in March it'll be thawed out for the most part. I mean, depending on where you are and how cold it is, and most importantly how much sun you get in a day. But anyway, I noticed that some of these things had germinated despite all the soil damage. And I guess, you know, I thought I'd do this video just to bring that optimism and that cheer, because it's just such a sort of sad, depressing time right now. At least from a gardening point of view, I mean, always just persevere and stay with it. I remember when I first got the mole problem, I was like, oh God, man, what a, you know, fail, epic fail sort of thing. I had that sort of, you know, a little bit of gardening depression or whatever. But I thought, well, what can we do? Let's sort those moles out. And I initially thought I'm going to rake that all up and replant everything. But I thought, you know, the seeds, maybe they just didn't. I don't think moles eat kale seeds and stuff like that. They eat invertebrates, you know, worms and other things like grubs and stuff. So maybe the seeds are still there. I'm sure the seeds have been moved around, but maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe the seeds really hadn't germinated and they hadn't been messed up too much. Maybe they were still viable, and maybe they just needed a couple more days. So, I know I'm teasing the hell out of you. Let's pop the hood and have a look at these things. All right, what do we got here? All right, so this, I think this is a variety of spinach called Seaside. But I can tell by the shape of that is spinach. That one there is a weed, but that is spinach, and that's spinach. It has a very distinct shape. That's spinach. Right? I got more over right there. That's spinach. Right? More spinach. Another one right there. Spinach is tough. It's just such an great early season plant. I got some weed growing right there. Mouse trap with peanut butter. In between, I think this must have been a lettuce. That looks like lettuce to me. And you know, sure, there could be some weeds in here, but the shape of these leaves is pretty uniform. And usually when I sow spinach, I don't sow it in a straight line, or sorry, not spinach. When I sow lettuce, I never seem to be able to sow it in a straight line. I always sow it sort of in a haphazard fashion, just because the seeds are so damn small and they pick up the wind. But yeah, there's a lot of lettuce growing here. This darn trap is actually blocking the sun. See, there's some even germinated underneath the trap. Let me put this aside. I don't know if my mole problem is done. I really don't know. But man, I mean, given how quickly I caught them when I initially set the traps, and how I haven't seen any, you know, head nor tail of them in over a week. Yeah, I guess I cleared out the ones that were affecting this bed. There's more spinach right there, right? More spinach right there. There's some grass, of course. But yeah, generally the spinach is growing. Let's go check the other bed. So no moles in the traps, that's for sure. I can't remember what I planted where here, but I could have sworn when I was in here looking around. Yeah, so that's right there. That's spinach right there. I don't know how it's coming across on camera. That's spinach. They're really tiny here, but they are around. There's another one right there. That's a spinach. And I see a couple more. They're just very small in this bed. Here in the center bed, that's kale. Definitely kale. Has a kind of a 4-leaf clover type look. Right, there's one. There's some more kale right there. Right? So I mean, the kale's germinating, and that's good. I got a pack of winter boar kale from Vessie's, and I put all of that pack in this one center row. So if I want to have, and it's a lovely variety of kale, but yeah, if I want to have any, these better come up. I've got lots of other types of kale kicking around, but I don't want to have to order those again. Especially, I don't even know if they'd even come, given what's going on in the business world in general. Over here, I see some green. Maybe this was a lettuce. See, like, oh geez, I just smushed it up, but really small signs of green. But I don't see any real pattern. Kind of. It's really there's tiny seedlings, like that, barely visible, right? But there's not enough in this row. Well, maybe, but you know, it's hard to say I've got a definite thing happening here, but I think I do. I think this looks like I got lettuce here. Well, you know, we'll see in a couple of weeks what we got. But yeah, definitely all the damage from those moles doesn't seem to have, you know, ruined things. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens in the next few weeks. Anyway, just a little optimism in the midst of all the sadness in the world, that there, you know, all is not lost all the time, especially when you're in the gardening context, when it seems like you know, something you've planted hasn't worked. Maybe give it another week. Right? Just give it a little more time. Who knows what'll happen? A little more heat, a little more sun. Who knows, right? Never hurts to try a little bit more. So anyway, I hope that brightened your day, and if you found that interesting. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. Check out my podcast, maritimegardening.com. And until next time, get out there, get at it, have fun in your garden. Thanks for watching.